Happy holidays! Have you purchased your fresh tree for the season? I'm here at Hilltop Tree Farm today, and we're going to take a look at trees to talk to you about what to look for in your selection of a tree and also how to care for it once you take it home. I'm Joyce Riney from the Master Gardeners here in Davis County. One of the things that you want to keep in mind when you purchase a tree is that you want to consider the height and the width of your tree. And before you ever leave home, you need to take a look at the space where you're going to put your tree. You might need to actually measure the height and decide on how tall a tree you want. You might also want to consider the width. I mean, after all, we've got to be able to put presents under those trees. We've got to be able to walk around in the room after we get our tree up. So you want to consider those things. So do that before you leave the house. And you might want to take a tape measure, because once you get on the lot and you're in the wide open spaces, the size of that tree might look a little bit different. Once you get to the tree farm and you're looking at a tree, I'm looking at a Fraser fir right here. It's a beautiful tree here at Hilltop. And one of the things you want to look for is to see if you have a nice conical shape to the tree, because that's going to give you that nice Christmassy tree look when you get it at home. Another thing to look for is the color of the tree. Some of the trees have a special kind of color. This fir tree has a really evergreen look. Some of the blue spruces really have a blue cast to them. So color might be important to you when you take your tree home. Another thing is to think about whether or not the tree is fresh. And if you bend the tree a little bit, you're going to be able to tell something about if it has good sap in the limbs, and also whether they're strong enough to hold your ornaments. You can test the tree to see how dry it is by getting a hold of the tree and leaning it a little bit and actually giving it a shake like that. And if you look at how many needles are falling, it's going to give you a good idea of whether or not the tree is fresh. You obviously can't do this if the tree is in some kind of netting. So you don't want to buy a tree that's in the netting, because you can't do that. You can't tell about the shape, you can't tell about the freshness, and all those qualities about the tree that are really important to you. Once you have selected your tree and you're getting ready to take it home, one of the first things you want to do when you get there is to try to keep that tree from drying out anymore. So you want to take to the trunk of the tree, you want to cut off 1 or 2 inches on the base of the tree, because when that tree has been sitting on the lot or wherever you purchase it, it's going to form a crust almost on the bottom of the tree from the sap that's been coming out of the tree. And so you want to cut that off, because you want it to be able to draw that water back up into the tree. So once you've cut off 1 or 2 inches on the base of that tree, then you want to get a gallon bucket of water. You want to set that tree down into that bucket of water, so it's going to immediately draw more water and freshness back up into that tree. And then if you're not going to take your tree into the home right away or put it on a tree stand where you can continue to put water, leave it sitting in that bucket of water until you can get it on the stand and take it inside. Once you get it inside, then you want to be feeding that tree. And we have a tree recipe for you. It's food to give your tree, and it is from a specialist at the Forestry Department of UK who is now retired. Her name is Dr. Deborah Hilly, and she has come up with a recipe for tree food, and it involves 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of corn syrup, and 3 tablespoons of bleach. And you mix all of that up and pour it into the tree stand so that the tree can continue to absorb that moisture. And you want to continue to put that on your tree at all times. It's going to drink about 1 gallon of water on a daily basis. And if you continue to do that, you're going to continue to have a fresh tree. Now, this information we've given you today is to help you with your selection of a tree and also with the care of the tree once you get home. Once you start to notice that your tree is drying out, it's starting to drop needles, then that's the time to remove the tree because it's beginning to be too dry to leave inside anymore. If you'd like more information about the care of trees or the selection of trees here at the Christmas season, visit your local extension office for more information. Thank you and happy holidays.